Hello everybody, PorkDragon here, to do a review. Believe it or not, I'm going to review something. Today we're going to be reviewing, and I'm really excited about it, the Kayfun Lite PLUS clone by EHPRO. And first things first, we will take it to some close-up shots and get a little bit more detail for it. Then we'll rebuild it, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how she vapes. Alright, so I just wanted to show you how I received it. It did come in a nether box on the outside that said EHPRO. It was just black with their logo across it. Opened it up, and that's pretty much how it came. Underneath this little screw thingy, there was a bag with some 32 gauge Kanthal in it, but I don't have the bag. I do have the Kanthal. It's just in my vape gear box. So yeah, that's how it is. In this one, has the little extras bag that I was talking about. It has quite a few different O-rings in it. It has a couple of extra deck screws in it. I don't know if you can see that. And I think it came with a couple of these O-rings that I had to put on this one so it wouldn't leak. But yeah, that's pretty much the what comes in the box. Alright, time for some uppy closey time, as Nick would say. I always have a tendency to want to say that, and it's because of him, so thanks, Nick. Anyways, this is the like I said before, this is the Kayfun Lite PLUS clone by EHPRO. The first thing I want to point out is when you have the I guess the top cap screwed on, and you go to unscrew it, if you're not careful, you will also get the chimney top cap. Not that that's generally a problem. I mean, if it's empty, no problem. If you want to take the top cap off when there's juice in it, be careful, because that will come out. And I will apologize now for any off-camera stuff, because I'm on my laptop and I have tilted my screen down so that I could use the HD cam, so I apologize for that. Anyways, the chimney top cap is held in there really well, so just be careful when taking that off. So there's the first two pieces. Then we have the top portion of the tank. Pretty good threading in there. Nicely built. I will say the EHPRO's version of the Kayfun Lite has been machined very well. If I can take the fingerprints off of there, I don't know if you can see that finish. It's pretty much flawless, quite honestly. The threads could be a little bit better, but compared to some cheaper things, threads are really good in it. I don't really have complaints about the threads. I know that seemed like I was, but not really. So I'm just gonna disassemble this, and then go through all of the parts with you. We'll put it in the order that I'm going to put it back together. How about that? We'll put that here, and here, and here, and these two extra back here. Alright, so this is the Kayfun Lite PLUS by EHPRO. I got it on e-cig.com. The link should be kinda, if I can do it, in this general area of the video. Top, what would it be? top right for you. Yeah, top right screen, or top right corner of the screen. It'll be there the whole video, so if you missed me saying it, or if you don't see it in the description, it'll be there. So here is the drip tip that it comes with. Pretty standard looking Kayfun style drip tip. I will say that when I first got it, it was extremely loose, to the point where if the Kayfun was fully assembled, the drip tip wouldn't hold if I just held it like this. So what I did, pretty much standard when drip tips are loose, put a couple of layers of dental floss underneath and put the O-ring back on, and now it fits nice and snug. So drip tip goes on the top cap. Top cap, I don't know if you can see in there how well. The machining on this is really good. There are little to none machining marks on the insides, and yes, I have checked them all just because that's how I am. There's an O-ring, sorry, off cam, O-ring up there to help seal it, and here's the first top portion of the tank. Again, machining really nice. Threads are definitely worth what I paid for this, and yes, I did pay for this, but I will keep my review as opinionated as possible, unbiased, I should say. Here's the middle tank section. This is the stainless. There is also still got some juice in it. A clear tank section that you can put on, as well as, and I should have done this first, I apologize, as well as a completely clear tank section. So if I were to just kind of half assemble this, that's pretty much what it would look like. Pretty cool, I think. For me, it kind of takes away from that, classic Kayfun look, but I've done it a couple of times and it looks pretty nice. I know what's his name, Demetrius on Instagram posted a picture of him Kayfunning it with the clear tank section. So thought I'd give that a go, and yeah, it looks pretty nice. Anyways, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the stainless because of the juice that I'm going to put into it, and we'll get into that in a moment. And the juice that I'm going to be putting into it, I have not reviewed yet, so but I will be posting a review on it soon. These do take a little bit to catch, so we'll put the centerpiece in. Okay, and the bottom piece, the bottom portion of the tank, I should say, not the bottom piece. So there's most of it assembled. Again, machining really nice. Looks nice up in there. Oh yeah. Okay, so we'll take the chimney and the chimney top cap and screw those on. And I don't know if you saw that. The machining on these threads, amazing. As Rip would always say, buttery smooth. I mean, watch. I'll just let it catch, and then it goes almost all the way down. Very nice. Very nice machining. And here's your deck. As you can see, you have two pretty small screws. The center air hole there, which, there we go. And then these two channels, which are very important not to cover up. And then there's your fill hole there. Insert P. Basardo joke there. And then there's your adjustable airflow for this hole, which I believe, if I had to guess, is about a 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 millimeter hole. Yeah. So let's go ahead and put the chimney on the bottom, on the deck, and oops. So you got to make sure that chimney top cap has been pushed in all the way. There we go. And there it is, fully assembled and ready to go, minus the wick and coil. Alright, and now it's time to do some rebuilding. Pardon me. So the little screwdriver jump thing that it came with, on one side has a flat head, and on the other side has a little flat Phillips on the other side. I don't know if you can see that. I don't really use the Phillips because I have a screwdriver that works a lot better because it's not quite so small. Should have grabbed it. Sorry, grabbing it. Okay. So this is the screwdriver I use. Although I do use this for the airflow because I don't have one that small. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to loosen the deck screws here. Pretty good amount just to make sure I can trap that wire. Next, I'm going to take my 28 gauge Kanthal wire, which I've already torched to get some of the springiness out. Since I am going to be making a microcoil, I'm going to be taking a screwdriver here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It says 1.4 millimeters right down here at the end. 1.4, yay, nay? Okay. So that'd make the diameter about 1.5. So I'm going to be shooting for we'll say 0.8, in between 0.8 and 1. So I'm going to wrap a 10 wrap microcoil, making as close and as tight as possible without overlapping like I just freaking did. Okay, so there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll tighten that up. Push that down on there. If I had to guess, I'm going to say, whoops. See, I'm so used to wrapping other coils with the Kayfun Lite. You got to make sure that they're going in opposite directions, or else you won't be able to connect them. So, if I had to guess, I would say that coil is probably going to be 1 to 1.2. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to leave that on there. I'm going to take this and making sure that the leads come from the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. So instead of from the top like that, they'll be on the bottom. So the coil will be on the top. And I'm going to wrap the leads around and hold them down and tighten it as much as I can. Without breaking my stuff. Okay. And I'm going to lift it just a hair to get it off of that center pin. Alright, so there's my coil. It's not the best looking in the world, but it'll do. And I was right. 1.12, which I think will be alright. Make sure these are nice and tight. Okay. Alright, and we'll do the little Scott method of wiggling them until they come off. Cool. Alright, turn that off. Now I'm going to wick it up. Let me grab my amazing wick cutters. There we go. Just wire cutters for the wick. What I'm going to do is kind of just roll up some cotton here to a decent diameter, and then I'll fix it as I go. And I want to really get one side. I'm going to fold it so the strand doesn't keep it from going in. So just like that, make it nice and small. And I'm going to pull it through, twisting as I go to make sure that it's the right tightness. Does that make any sense? Alright, so you want to be able to pull it back and forth, which at this point I pretty much can. So we'll stop it there. And let's see, how much wick do I want? And we'll cut off about that much. So we'll cut right about in there. So I'd say maybe that's 3/4 of an inch on this side. I'll do the same on this side, 3/4 of an inch. And a little bit longer, there we go. Alright. So that should, yep. Alright, to get it going, I'm going to put some juice in it, and I have some Deadly Sin here by the Good Life Vapor. Amazing juice. If you've never tried it, I would highly recommend it. Like I was saying though, that is the reason why I had to use the metal middle piece, because Deadly Sin is a cinnamon flavor, and I don't want it destroying that plastic tank that it came with. So we'll just juice it up a little bit, get the wick a little saturated just to make folding it a little easier. So we'll fold it down, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing here in a second. I will say, make sure those channels that I showed you in the other segment, make sure those channels aren't covered up. And again, I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. Let me just get this in here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so can you see those channels that are on the side? I don't have the wick. I don't know if you can see that, the wick covering those, and that's because that's where the juice will come up and feed to the cotton, and then the cotton will feed it to the coil. Let me just put a little bit more juice up on there, get it nice and juicy. And I'm going to stick it on my magneto. I just pulled the battery off about 5 minutes ago, and in case you were wondering what battery I am using, I'm using the new eFest 18650 IMRs, and it is a 2500 milliamp hour battery, and as you can see right there, 35 amp max discharge. So, oops, let's the magneto has a adjustable screw or adjustable center pin, which is very loose and will tighten when screwing the battery on, so you always have to screw the atomizer on first. Sorry for doing that off cam. Alright, so let's see how she fires. Pretty good, if I do say so. I don't know if you can see that. Here, I'll bring it up a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's going to be a lovely vape when she gets together. Alright, so now that that's all wicked and coiled and wicked, let me go ahead. I'm going to screw the chimney on, making sure to turn my, or lock my magneto, making sure not to trap the cotton in the threads, and it's good. And we'll see how she vapes with the chimney on. Amazing. Put the top cap on, chimney top cap. Awesome. I'm going to take it off for a second just to make it a little bit more doable. Then what I'm going to do is put it all together if I can. There we go. Alright, and this is where I've had problems in the past. When filling, if you fill too much, it will come out. It'll go up through the chimney, up through those little channels, and then it will come out your drip tip and all over you, and it's nasty. And it makes me mad because I hate wasting juice. So I'm just going to unscrew the fill hole. Again, insert P. Bastardo joke there. What I've done to the airflow adjustment is I've tightened it all the way down to help keep the chamber in a vacuum, as to keep the juice from coming out the drip tip. I really should have put another bottle in here. Give me 1 second. Let me do this. Alright, so I have a I don't know, I think it's might be a 20 gauge, 22 gauge needle, syringe, that is extremely difficult to push liquid through it, and even harder to suck it up. So I'm going to just put 3 mils in here, and then I'll put half in there, because the Kayfun Lite PLUS holds 3.5 mils, or is it 4.5? I don't know. So 3 mils, and push that through, and as you can see, it takes a long time. I think the Kayfun holds 4.5 mils. I apologize for saying 3.5. It is 4.5. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Take that off. Put that back in, and we'll add another. I'll add another one. Yeah, like 1 1/4. Just because I don't want to overfill it. Yeah, we'll do 1 1/2. What the heck? Why not? All right. Alright, and we do have, that's just water, never mind. Alright, let me go ahead and put the fill screw back in. And what I've been doing, because you know what, never mind. Alright, and that is completely full and ready to vape, and I will bring it back up to the normal screen and show you how she vapes. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the up close and the rebuilding sections of this video. Yeah, like I said in the rebuilding segment, the coil came out to 1.1, which was a little bit higher than I wanted, but it should be fine. I do have the eFest 18650 2500 milliamp hour 35 amp battery in there, the purple ones. I'll just say the purple ones from now on. And the Deadly Sin by Good Life Vapor. Let me go ahead and get my vape on real quick, and then I'll give you my experience so far with the EHPRO Kayfun Lite PLUS clone. Yeah, that's yummy. I don't know if you can hear that. It's kind of whistly. A little bit more whistly than usual, to be honest. Alright, so my experience thus far has been this. With the, here, I'll take it off to show you. With the airflow adjustment screw in there, it whistles really bad, even when it's fully open. I'm going to put it in there and let you guys hear it. I might have to do it off cam because my mic is off cam, or I'll just bring the mic to you, which is weird because it's another webcam. Hold on one second. Flathead screws, I will say in the future, EHPRO, don't use flathead screws. Use Phillips head screws. Or even an Allen key. I'll take an Allen key. Flathead screws suck, and I hate them. Alright. Whoops, that's fully closed. Kind of useless if it's fully closed. Sorry, I should put music in here. Rocking out, you know. Alright, so I don't know if you can see that. Whoa. The fill screw down there at the bottom. Oop, down there at the bottom. Not the fill screw, the airflow adjustment screw. Fully open. Whistles pretty loud. So, and you know, while I got it in here, I'll give you my experience on the draw differences. Flathead screws suck. Okay, so that's fully closed. That's like a if you've ever used an e-cig, excuse me, a Joyetech e-cig, or even a it's just a really tight draw. Okay, and like I said, that's with it fully closed. Try and get it fully open, and I'll give you my best judgment on it. I would say it's like a really loose Pro Tank 2. I've never tried the Pro Tank 2, so I don't know how tight the draw is on that, but it's like a Pro Tank 2, and it's whistly, so I will take it out. Don't lose it though, it's important, especially when refilling. But anyways, my experience with it so far has been really awesome. It produces a very dense, thick vapor, nice and warm, which I've actually grown accustomed to. I have been very used to a very cool vape with bottom coils, tanks and such, and technically I guess you could consider this a bottom coil. Anyways, but it's been performing really well. Hasn't leaked, only when filling, and that's a user error, not the EHPRO's fault for the design of theirs. Really great. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. I will say this though, even with the airflow screw out, the draw is a happy medium for those that like to do the mouthful hits, and for those that like to do the lung inhales. I'm more of a lung hit person, but you can take a really nice mouthful hit with this. Here, I'll take a mouthful one. Really nice. Nice, smooth, even draw. Now for a lung hit. Really nice. And as a side note, if you've never tried Deadly Sin in a Kayfun style tank, do it. It's amazing. But that's it for this. Thanks for watching. If you liked, please subscribe. I will be posting more videos. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook if you'd like. Yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and keep calm and vape on.